Hello everybody, this is James Austin and I'm making another video for CCG. In this video, I'm going to talk about three things. The areas where things can happen, a timing aspect of open and close, and event cards. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So the areas of gameplay are really broken up into two parts. There's the hunting grounds and the pack home. The very big distinction between the hunting grounds and the pack home is in the pack home. That is where your characters, your belongings are played. So if you are playing a territory, a pack totem, where your characters are located, your stuff, that's the area you're working in, that's the pack home. If you have a victim or you have a enemy or certain event cards, they will go into the hunting grounds, and that's more of a, we'll use the word, it's more of a community area. So it's not just yours, it's things in the roaming space that can be hunted. So they're put out in the community area. So those are the two major areas. So now let's go into that timing aspect of open and closed. Every phase has an open and a closed aspect of the phase. In the closed phase, that is where you do actions that normally just pertain to you. So if it only affects you as a whole, you normally do that in the closed part of the phase. Now, if it's going to affect someone else or affects the whole world in general, that's normally played in the open phase of gameplay. So these definitions from the areas and this timing aspect go into major effect when we're talking about event cards, and it really goes into major effect when you're talking about gifts and a few other rites and actions like that, because those cards are more like your spells and enchantments. And when you're talking about spells, enchantments, and things like that, those have to go by timing requirements. So let's go and talk about that the event cards. So event cards are probably, if you're a Magic the Gathering kind of person, you would look at event cards as like your major enchantments. So what they do is they're either going to affect everything on your playing field, or they're probably going to affect everybody as a whole. So if we're looking at like lunar phases affect everybody in play. They are played in the hunting ground, and they're played in the open phase of the draw turn. So the first phase of the game, and they have to be played in the open phase because lunar phases impact everybody. Now, if you wanted to play Unicorn, which is a pack totem, which pack totems and personal totems, they really only affect the player. They can be played in the closed phase of the resource, or the third phase of gameplay, the resource phase, and they can be played in that phase, and they're played in the pack home grounds. Now, there are other events available, and normally what they do is, depending on how the event impacts the gameplay area, will determine what timing aspect it'll need. So garbage food, poisoning, basically you play it on a bone gnarler and they lose 1 health for the rest of the game. Or all bone gnarlers rather lose 1 hit point for the game. So obviously this is something that needs to be played in an open phase so that all the bone gnarlers can take the 1 hit to their hit points. So that's kind of how these event effects go. Now, they all have different reads, so you just have to read the data inside of the event card to figure out how it's going to impact gameplay. However, event cards are going to normally be some sort of totem, which it'll say is a totem, or it's going to be some sort of lunar phase, so like full moon, gibbous moon, crescent moon. It'll be something like that. Or it's going to be just some other effect that has some impact on all the games. So it, like the garbage poisoning or just a standard old event. So with that being said, if you want to learn a little bit more information, I have a link to the rules, and also I have the CCG pages there so you can go and contact people that will be more than happy to help you out. Big shout out to the people on the CCG page for getting me this info about open and close and really much that timing aspect of event cards. Also, if you're just looking for me, I have a Twitter page and it's Onyx Elemental. And like always, you look for the big old Earth Elemental from Shaman King. If you like what you see, you can always like, subscribe, and comment. And I just want to thank you for watching the video this week. You have a great day.